Hi, I'm Corrine, and welcome to Goodbye Gluten.
Saying goodbye to gluten does not mean saying goodbye to great food and great taste.
So please like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel.
So tonight for dinner we are making steelhead trout. It's very similar to salmon. It's often mistaken for salmon, but it is very different. Let's see what it looks like. Here is our steelhead trout. You can see it's got the same orange color as salmon. It's not quite as vibrant, and it does have a milder flavor. The advantage for steelhead trout is that, number one, it's mostly freshwater, although it does do a little bit of travel along the Oregon coastline out to sea. But also it has a milder flavor, and best of all, it's a little bit less expensive. So tonight with our steelhead trout, we are going to need some salt, pepper, olive oil, and lemon. It's very simple. Okay? All right. To start off, we're going to get our pan hot. We want this to be probably about a medium high. We're going to put some olive oil in the bottom. You don't need very much, but enough to coat because you don't want your yummy salmon, or excuse me. Right, you want enough olive oil in there to coat the bottom so that it's not sticking and you're not having to clean up a mess on your skillet at the end of the night. Meanwhile, let's move back over to our trout. First thing we're going to do is pat it dry. Again, we're going to be putting this in a hot pan with oil. Water and oil don't mix. So we'll just pat it dry and then add a sprinkle of salt. You don't need much. And then what we'll do is we're going to take part of the lemon, pull the seeds out because you don't want them on your fish, and just squeeze this over the top. Okay, I'm going to do that. We're also going to add a couple cracks of black pepper. Now here is where you could add a little bit of garlic or lemon powder or onion powder, really whatever you like. But I like to let the flavor of the fish shine through. So now we can see our pan, the oil is shimmering. You want to stand back. We're going to put this skin side down and place it away from you so that you don't get any spatters. And we're just going to let that cook for a few minutes. Also going to throw in these lemon wedges so that they imbue a little bit of the liquid. Okay. So we're going to let these cook like this. We're going to cover it because we don't want that oil snapping and popping all over the place. Plus this will create a little bit of a steam bath. This will cook for about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay. Great. It's been about 5 minutes. You can see through the skillet lid that it's starting to cook. It's solidifying up. Now, gently remove the lid. And what we're going to do is flip these over. Also flip your lemon. And it's okay if the skin peels up. I'm going to put the lid back on for a couple of minutes. You do want to make sure you're using your vent fan on your stove and maybe even crack a window. Fish tends to stick around a little bit, but just, vent things out. All right, so it's been a couple more minutes. We're going to turn our burner off. Steelhead and salmon, this type of a fish, you want to be a little bit softer when it's done as opposed to really firm like you would think of chicken or something like that. So we're going to take it off the heat. And transfer these to a plate.
hear them sizzle.
And you got a little bit of a crust on there. And our steelhead trout is complete. It's ready to go. We're going to serve it tonight with some rice and some vegetables on the side. You may serve it with whatever you want. The nice thing is you can see this is flaking just like salmon does. Typically, the grocery store does a better job at getting the bones out of the steelhead than they do salmon. But, it is so good. And you can see it's nice and tender and flaky. That's exactly what you want. So remember, saying goodbye to gluten doesn't mean saying goodbye to great food and great taste. Have a wonderful evening.